The story is smartest answer nobody expected. Most people believe intelligence is loud. They think smart people speak fast, argue confidently, and always prove others wrong. But sometimes, the smartest answer comes quietly, from the person everyone underestimates. This is one of those stories. A small town, big assumptions. In a quiet American town called Maplewood, life moved slowly. People knew each other by name. Teachers knew which students were bright, which were average, and which were labeled as slow. And once a label was given, it rarely changed. At Maplewood Elementary, there was a fourth-grade classroom led by Mr. Harris, a respected teacher with more than 20 years of experience. He was strict, disciplined, and proud of his methods. He believed intelligence could be measured by speed. How fast a student answered, how quickly they raised their hand, how confidently they spoke. In that classroom sat a quiet boy named Ethan Parker. Ethan wasn't disruptive. He wasn't lazy. He simply took his time. While others shouted answers, Ethan observed. While others rushed through problems, Ethan thought carefully. And because of that, most people assumed one thing. Ethan wasn't very smart, the boy who never raised his hand. Ethan sat near the window, second row from the back. Every morning, sunlight fell across his desk as he stared out for a moment before opening his notebook. His grades were average. His test scores never impressed anyone. Teachers often wrote comments like, needs to participate more, too quiet, lacks confidence. At home, things weren't much different. Ethan's father worked long hours as a delivery driver. His mother managed the house and looked after Ethan's younger sister. They loved him deeply, but even they worried. Why don't you speak up more? His mother would ask gently. You know the answers. Ethan would just smile and say, I'm thinking. But in a world that rewards speed, thinking slowly looks like weakness. The day everything changed. One Friday morning, Mr. Harris walked into the classroom with unusual excitement. Class, he announced, today we're doing something different. The room buzzed with curiosity. I'm going to ask one question, he continued. And I want you to think carefully before answering. He wrote a sentence on the board. A farmer has 17 sheep. All but 9 die. How many are left? Hands shot up instantly. 8. Someone shouted. 6. Another yelled. 7. A third guessed. Mr. Harris shook his head. No shouting. I'll choose someone. His eyes scanned the room, and stopped on Ethan. The class went silent. Some students smirked. Others whispered. Mr. Harris said, Ethan, what's your answer? Ethan stood up slowly. His heart pounded. He could feel every eye on him. He looked at the board again. Then he looked at his teacher. And he said calmly, 9. The classroom erupted. Laughter. Whispers. Confused faces. Mr. Harris frowned. 9. He repeated. That doesn't make sense. Explain. The smartest answer nobody expected. Ethan took a breath. The question says, he began softly. All but 9 die. That means 9 sheep didn't die. So 9 are left. Silence. Complete silence. Mr. Harris turned back to the board. Read the sentence again. Slowly. His expression changed. The room that had laughed seconds ago now felt embarrassed. Ethan was right. Perfectly right. The smartest answer was the quietest one. A teacher's awakening. Mr. Harris cleared his throat. Class, he said, this is an important lesson. He turned to Ethan. Well done. For the first time all year, Ethan saw something different in his teacher's eyes. Respect. That day, Mr. Harris went home thinking deeply. How many times had he mistaken silence for stupidity? How often had he rewarded speed instead of understanding? The answer disturbed him. The ripple effect. From that day on, things slowly changed. Mr. Harris began asking students why they thought something, not just what they thought. He gave time for reflection. He encouraged listening. And Ethan didn't suddenly become loud. He didn't change who he was. But something inside him shifted. He realized that his way of thinking had value. Other students started noticing too. They began asking Ethan for help. They stopped laughing when he spoke. They started listening. Years later, years passed. Ethan grew up. He didn't become a loud leader or a flashy speaker. He became something else, a thoughtful problem solver. In college, professors admired his depth. In his career, colleagues trusted his judgment. One day, Ethan was invited back to Maplewood Elementary to speak to students. Mr. Harris, now older and wiser, sat in the audience. Ethan stood at the front of the room and said, being smart doesn't always mean being fast. Sometimes, it means understanding what others rush past. Mr. Harris smiled. He knew that lesson well. The real moral. In life, we often overlook quiet people. We mistake silence for weakness. We confuse speed with intelligence. But wisdom doesn't shout, it waits. And sometimes, the smartest answer nobody expects changes everything. Final words. If you are someone who thinks deeply, takes your time, or feels overlooked, remember this story. Your voice matters. Your way of thinking matters. And the world doesn't just need loud answers. It needs true ones. If this story made you think, Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you again with another powerful story. Until then, stay patient, stay thoughtful, and keep moving forward. If you like the story, please like, follow, share, and subscribe.